again. This is the only one where I did my cheating of slashing, but I did this for a reason. Nightwish has 2 eras. By my opinion, it had 2 singers.
Nightwish, that's the one.
So, for Tarja, I chose Phantom of the Opera. They took that dorky musical and made it metal. I can't help but sing that song all the time because of her and the bass player. And then for the new girl who actually quit, so hopefully they'll get Tarja back, I guess, is Amaranth. Amaranth. I can't speak. Amaranth. That's my 2.
It's a good one. Good one. Phantom of the Opera, very popular musical too. 7, Bohemian Rhapsody. Queen, one of Steve's favorites. I love Queen too. One of my favorites too. Bohemian Rhapsody is very hard to pick for Queen. Queen has so many great songs, but I picked Bohemian Rhapsody because I don't know. I just like those songs. It's just a great song and it's fun to listen to.
5 to 10 songs all rolled into
5 to 10 songs. I mean, that's we were talking a little bit. I think about the Beatles a little bit and Queen and Beatles. I don't even think could come up with something like Bohemian Rhapsody.
Actually, the closest thing they did to that, and I think they did it very well, and to me, it does stand up to Bohemian Rhapsody as the second half of Abbey Road. If you go vinyl-wise, second half of Abbey Road is all one big long song, and it is beautiful. Mm-hmm. I can't believe it's not on my list.
You're talking about like In the End and that's actually pretty cool. I like when Ringo comes in with the drums.
That's really the beginning of progressive music there. Really.
Yeah.
Thank you, Paul.
Yes, thank you, Paul. And thank you, Queen, too.
Yes, definitely thank you on the Queen. I will elaborate on that later. Okay. Probably at my number 1 spot.
Something tells me number 1 is Queen.
My number 6 I'm going to go over really quickly because I've talked about it on the metal one is the Odyssey Symphony X.
Okay, alright.
His number 6. If you want to see me talk about it, go to our metal top 10.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I chose number 6. First I had Anima by Tool. I like that song. That song, I like the part where he's talking about all the people out there looking up at the sky thinking the world's going to end. Of course, we know that only God knows when the day and the hour is.
Yes.
And he calls them, he's like, a bunch of dumbfounded dipshits. You know? And I love that part. I love that part because I'm driving around or I'm sitting here listening to it. And I stop. And every time he says, a bunch of dumbfounded dipshits. And then he goes, I just love the song. But I decided to change it because there was something a band I had totally forgotten about until earlier today. And that was Guns N' Roses. Welcome to the Jungle. I had to pick that one.
They didn't make it on my list, but I guess I could put them in my mentionable Sweet Child of Mine.
Sweet Child of Mine, yeah, it was tough to decide between.
And November Rain.
November Rain, that's a good song too. I also like, what's that one, something bitch?
Oh, yeah.
It's from Use Your Illusion 1 or 2, I can't remember what, anyways, you know what it is. You guys can look it up. Back off, bitch.
In the Garden with Alice Cooper.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That was a great. If you don't have Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 and you're younger, go pick it up. And get GNR Lies and Appetite for Destruction. Chinese Democracy, you can get it if you want, but it's not as good.
It wasn't
as nearly bad as people were saying. I mean, I like to listen to it, but
The Catcher in the Rye is a really shining.
Yeah, I mean there are very cool moments in that. But Welcome to the Jungle, the reason I like that is because it was kind of just really got me into it.
Well, you know where you are.
You're in the jungle, baby. And
that You're gonna die! And then he makes the sex noises as...
Oh, yeah.
He sounds like a frickin' chick there.
Are you talking about... I'm thinking of Rocket Queen. At the end of Rocket Queen. when he was actually having sex with Steven Adler's girlfriend.
Oh yeah.
And he taped it.
Oh wow.
So that's
no,
that's
I'm talking about where he's like,
Oh yeah.
That was Axel, and I'm just like,
Axel just jizzed in his pants.
I was wondering if I should be turned on right at the moment. Number 5 is "Never Enough" by Epica.
I listened to some Epica today before I came in, and I like Epica. They are very good.
Very good stuff. If you have not heard that song I like, because once again, we tried touching on the Cookie Monsters, but I think a song, because I do all this and then this, talking about the dynamics, but the dynamics I want in a song, it should be like a roller coaster ride, You could almost look at like Stairway to Heaven as a roller coaster, one where you're just going to that point of no return for about 5 minutes and then finally coming down. But Never Enough is kind of like, and then low part, and then the very ending, it's a really strong build-up where it's very symphonic and her voice gets very operatic, and it just, if you don't get goosebumps, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to turn it up more. You're not listening good enough.
I mean, they do fit the name Epica. They are
Yes.
epic.
Okay, number 5.
Number 5, Into the Void by Black Sabbath. This one's not really one that a lot of people talk about, at least to my knowledge. I've not really ever heard someone come up to me and say, you know what, I like Into the Void. I don't know what it is. It's just something about him singing about rocket ships and stuff, and it just, his voice sounds so cool and everything. I just always liked it. It was one of the first Black Sabbath songs I ever heard.
Well,
and maybe that's why I like it so much. I don't know.
It was funny that you brought that up because you're talking about rocket ships and all that. First time I heard Into the Void, it wasn't Black Sabbath. Kiss on their Psycho Circus album.
Oh.
Ace Frehley sings about Into the Void as well.
Oh, okay.
So it was funny. We were talking about this earlier, and that's all I could think of. Which actually brings me to a point of number 9, Kiss. There's something about Paul Stanley and writing triumphant songs, because Raise Your Glasses off of Psycho Circus was also awesome. And then the Worlds of Warcraft video, South Park video, used his song, Live to Win, Till You Die. Paul Stanley's a genius.
He is. You know, you got Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons working together. That's why,
Gene was good at making the rock and sexy songs.
Yeah.
Well, Paul made some sexy songs too, but Paul was really good about making We Are the Champion type songs.
Yeah. Well, it was almost like...
Although he didn't write that one.
It was almost like divine intervention in a way that those guys even met.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. New York, I mean, so huge. And
yeah.
these guys with so much talent just were able to come together. So